found out Oliver was deaf, my life went into a complete whirlwind. I was in a Rainbow ward in Wigan and he just had his hearing test and they all went out the room, and then I remember they came back in and I could just tell by their faces that there was something wrong, and obviously there was a lead up to this. He failed the newborn hearing test. I didn't think much about that, and then he failed the next test and he failed the next test, and we just kept going. But all the time you just think, I've got 2 hearing children, I don't know anybody who's deaf, I don't know anybody even with any level of hearing loss. So you just think that they must be wrong, or that your worst fears aren't going to come true, really.
When you're told your baby's deaf, you don't actually take into consideration what that means. When you think of deaf, when you've had no experience of it, you think, oh my God, my child's not going to speak, he's not going to be able to enjoy anything, he's going to have to go to, specialist kind of school for deaf children. So many different emotions run through you. Guilt, you think, did you do anything? Was it your fault? Are you being punished for something? Did you do something wrong during the pregnancy? Denial. I mean, the amount of times I've spoken to other parents, they've all done the same. You've walked into the baby's room at night, slamming pans together just to try and get some reaction, and when there is none, reality slowly slipped in. And it took a long time for me to come to terms with what it was, even more so for my partner. It took him a lot longer. Caden ended up with hearing aids at 8 weeks old, which an 8-week-old baby with massive blue hearing aids on either side of the head, it's not something you're prepared for. So you're not only dressing your baby up to show everybody else, sometimes you're frightened of what everybody else is going to think of these hearing aids on the side of the head.
When I found out Oliver was deaf, my first thoughts were about meeting other families, and I had lots of support from professionals, from the NHS and the teacher of the deaf, but I really just wanted to see what it was like to live with a deaf child. I needed to see that, and there was nobody out there. There was no Wigan Leigh Deaf Children's Society.
The stars look like they're not shining. Her hair falls perfectly without her trying. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Yeah, I know, when I compliment her, she won't believe me. And it's so sad to think that she don't see what I see. But every time she asks me, do I love?
I mean, it's really exciting thinking about the future for the charity.
Yeah, it is.
Because we've got really high hopes and plans for the future, haven't we? I mean, one of the things we'd really like to do is to make sure there is regular monthly activities for all age groups.
Yeah. We've got all the workshops as well what need to be rolled out, and it's just it's just finances. I mean, where are you supposed to get the money to push all this stuff as well? But with the little money that we do have, we've made the very best of it.
Her lips, I could kiss them all day if she'd let me. Her laugh, she hates but I think it's so sexy. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Oh, you know, I never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. So don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know I'll say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing.